So, yes, I cut my hair. I shaved my head because I do that once a year. Past couple years, I had skipped over it. I was going through some bad times, and so now I'm back on track. I go through this phase through the year. I shave my head right before spring, summer, and I let it grow back. And usually, it grows back fairly quickly, but with age, it's probably going to grow back less. So the context of this video or this conversation is arresting professionals. So I don't know if you guys have been watching the news. A lot of crazy stuff has been happening in the news. I literally been avoiding social media and the news on purpose because some of the stuff is just unbelievable. The whole um, Jesus situation with our president here in the United States, and then the tit for tat with the Pope, which I believe in Jesus Christ. I also believe in the Catholic Church. I may not be a practicing hardcore Catholic, but I do believe that um, in the Holy Trinity and many things when it comes to the Word of God and how important it is to have interaction from a religious leader such as the Pope. So, talking about arresting professionals. So, immigration and customs enforcement, I don't know if you've been noticing. Now they're arresting like doctors, engineers, and then they're putting them in these ICE detention facilities. And it's like shooting themselves in the foot because all these smart people or people that have like credentials are becoming first witnesses of the war, like I would say like war crimes or the crimes against humanity in ICE detention centers, and they can attest and provide real information with reference to these contract for-profit detention programs not meeting detention standards. And it's coming. It's coming. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people are going to either end up in jail, sued. Something's going to happen from this. This is not just going to lay where it's there's this thing is like a volcano getting ready to erupt because they keep arresting now more than ever people based on race. Specifically, they're focused on brown people. And a lot of these brown people they're arresting, some of these doctors in Texas that were from Venezuela and other countries that were going through the immigration process, have sat in immigration detention, and now they can give firsthand information with reference to what is and what is not consistent with the International Standards Organization as it conforms to quality control, and also um, professional standards when it comes to medical protocols. Um, Other professional individuals as well can attest to things. If we were to have an interview or talk with them, and I would love for them to reach out to me because I would love to have an actual interview and talk about how bad it was in these detention centers. So we, the American people, can intervene and help change it to make it work. Make it. I was gonna say make it worse, but it was actually make it better. Make it where we are actually meeting a national standard, an international standard, and I would say repealing or doing away with for-profit detention in our country. Um, Somebody in my LinkedIn was bragging about how good private detention is in England. Well, the condition of England and Britain right now, I don't think anything is good. So for you to brag about private detention anywhere, that's concerning. We all want to brag about our government detention programs, our correctional programs, our professionals, our sworn law enforcement officials that operate detention operations and justice um, within justice programs within our legal system. But I don't know. I could, without saying too much or exaggerating, I just could say to you guys that it's building up, and what we have now is many people that are very credible that can give eyewitness information with reference to how bad it is in these for-profit detention programs. And then, in the near future, once Jesus, or I'm sorry, Donald Trump, our president, uh, once he steps down, the accountability is going to start. There's going to be something. There's going to be some major investigation, probably created by Congress or the Senate, and a lot of people are going to get either sent to prison. They're going to get sued. Things are going to happen because there's no way that you can create this concentration camp mentality through for-profit detention and violate this many people's rights without there being accountability. I mean, it's interesting, or it's ironic how Israel always refers to the Holocaust, but today we are having an actual Holocaust. And it's unfortunate that Israel is actually playing a hand in a lot of this stuff. And people that are supporting Israel are playing a hand with reference to overt discrimination of brown people, and or focusing on, kind of like a Zionist, elitist, um, inclusive only to one race or one people mentality. And soon enough, tell you what, I mean, like me, by pushing away and not actually getting involved in the media as much as far as watching as many videos, I can see it already. I see it out in the world when I go to the store. I see people are changing, the dynamics changing. I have a lot of Jewish friends that I was raised around, people that did, and I would hate that for them to be put or lumped in to the same bucket of shit that Netanyahu's in, because the guy, I don't even think he's religious. I think he's an atheist. At least that's my opinion. I don't think he's a good person, and so there's a lot of good Jews out there that I really care about, and they should not be put in the same category. But I'm starting to hear it. I'm starting to hear these conversations. The kids coming back from school, elementary and high school, talking about really like anti-Semitic undertones because of the bad things that Israel's doing to the Palestinian people and to other people. And it's sad because, like I said, you can't lump everybody in one thing and say they're all the same, and it's not fair. But that's the direction everybody's headed, and this is the same direction that the American people, are going to be headed as it relates to for-profit detention. It's going to be a stigma. It's going to be an eyesore. It's going to be something that politicians will, for history, look at the dark days of immigration detention in the United States. It's coming. It's coming. And they're going to use that as their cannon fodder for political movement in order to get votes. And it's going to work because there's more people, more innocent people getting caught up in this for-profit detention. They're not doing it for immigration detention. They're making money. It's for profit. The reason people are getting involved in this whole immigration thing is because they're not enforcing necessarily immigration laws. What we thought they were going to go after the worst of the worst, but no, they are going after anybody and everybody so they can keep those beds open, those beds filled, not open. Beds. When I said beds filled, is private detention beds filled. So then that way, these corporations can make a killing, and the U.S. government is still going into debt, paying for these private detention beds, and it's a sad thing. And so, if you think that I'm wrong, or you have insight with reference to supporting some of my statements, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to some of the victims that have recently been held in immigration detention in those for-profit detention programs up in Texas, because I would like to know more about their experience and things that are obviously admonishable issues with reference to how um, these private detention programs are operating. And I would even love to know what their recommendations are going forward with reference to making changes. My one big recommendation is defunding for profit detention and making it unlawful for states, United States. And I would like to see it at a worldwide level that for profit detention be illegal and be labeled as it is. It's slavery. Um, they're just human trafficking people for profit, and we know it. I mean, like I've brought up other conversations in the past. You make an arrest. Let's say you're federal law enforcement. The procedure standard across the board. You take somebody to the arrest within so many hours for initial appearance to the magistrate or the judge that's closest to you. You don't put them on a bus and or a plane and fly them to Texas or Louisiana and then disconnect their access to legal counsel or due process. And we see this happening every day. And so if you were really like concerned or cared about the legal system in our country, you would want due process to occur. So then if the person is found to be deportable based on our laws and we followed all the rules, giving them the opportunity to appeal, then we wouldn't be in the corner that we put ourselves in as a country right now. And again, I'll bring this up. This is as a result of the past presidential administration. During the Biden administration, they opened the floodgates. A lot of people that shouldn't be in the U.S. are here. And most of the people that are being deported are not those people. So real concerning, and it's worth, I said, getting some input from you guys. Talk to you soon, and have a happy Friday. I'm going to have one with my family, and those of you that are suffering and going through bad things, I pray for you, and I pray to God and to Jesus Christ that your strength, your inner strength, it grows, and that your Holy Spirit it becomes stronger, and you become more resilient to overcome these things that are going on in our lives that are just crazy, hard to believe. But these are things that we have to pray on and read our scriptures and build ourselves up as human beings and as brothers and sisters in this world. And the struggle that you're going through, you are not alone. Talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, seeking the light now. Spent decades locking doors, built a concrete cage, but the path I'm walking now is turning a different page. No longer just a warden of the flesh and the bone. Found a map in the silence, a way to make it known. I am the way, the truth, and the life, the compass in the fight. When the blinders fall away, you're finally walking in the light. It's a promise in the ink, yeah, it's bound to be. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.